So the Bezos Bazaars extended this Shokusho Gukan all the way across the Pacific. And now I can shop Japan from this frozen hellhole in the comfort of my living room. What an age. Though, I miss Rakuten Global, and that little bald guy does give me the creeps. But Japanese tools. Shipping's not too bad. It's only $20 or so, and it is fast. The shipping is sent by DHL, and it's almost as fast as getting it from local Amazon. Amazon Japan, you can even set up your account in English, and it's do it. You'll thank me later. It's a lot of fun. Anyways, well, let's see what we got here. First thing up, this here is an awful brand blade snapper thingamacdoodle. I got this thing because it was an add-on item. It was like only 99,000 yen or something like that. That translates into about $1.50 Canadian. In American freedom bucks, that's maybe $1. These things are single use, but it holds a fair amount, and you can break your snap blades off into here. Let's give that a shot. It doesn't really need to be snapped yet, but in the name of a YouTube video, supposed to put that into there like so. Okay, and that was pretty easy. Anyways, these are supposed to not be reusable, but let's see if I can prise it off. Yeah, it is. You can take it off. I don't know why you would, but only $1.50. Might as well just throw it out. Yeah, and I have to put a magnet on that so I can stick it up on my board. Anyways, nice little safety apparatus there. Number 2. Whoa, these are neat. Extra long reach pliers by IPS, and it's in a really nice candy wrapper. I think that these are pretty neat. I've been looking for some extra long reach pliers for a while now, and these really struck me because extra long reach pliers, what are they? They're problem solvers. They're for getting into tough locations. These pliers, they have 2 different sets of these rounded tooth jaws. They got some little grooves here near the tip, and they're slip joint. So these things should offer all sorts of possibility for dealing with tough locations. Let's get these unclipped and just check out the action on them. What sort of play do we have? A little bit of play, that's to be expected with slip joints, but it's at least the play is maybe only 25, maybe 30% of the width of the jaws. Those jaws at the tip are fairly narrow. It looks like about an 1/8 of an inch. Not bad at all. And in this direction, we got about 8.5 millimeters roughly. Let's try the slip action. That works nice and easy. I quite like these. IPS Tool Company. Made in Japan, chromed. And I think that's the 80th anniversary. That's pretty neat. I like these. They're going to be in a prominent position on my pegboard. Take a look at that. All in Japanese. Nothing I can read. Ooh, HRC 45 to 55. They're hardened. That's cool. IPS pliers. All right, next up. Okay. These are SK, which is Niigata Seiki brand. Professional, that's very flattering. Professional thread gauges. Take a look at that label there. These are the gauges, the thread pitches that these leaves are able to measure, and you put it up to your fastener, or if you're doing something on a lathe, you put it up like that. Now, let's open it up and have a look-see at it. Oh no, I just noticed something. This is very disappointing. Niigata Seiki is a pretty small company, well, medium-sized company, from Niigata, Japan, and I thought that the majority of their tools were Japanese. These, however, are made in China. Oh well. Got these plastic screw downs, and they don't work very good. They turn this lower, and this doesn't have any sort of way to hold it in place. That, if you hold it with your finger, you can loosen it and tighten it. That's okay, I guess. Would it be nicer if that was somehow fixed in place? Anyways, screw pitch gauges. Metric. Seems like this is going to be a handy addition to my machining toolkit. Niigata Seiki, made in China. Next up, I have 2 pairs of pliers that I got for my car toolkit. My car camping, stuff like that. I figured it'd be cool to have some stainless steel tools. That way I could leave them out in the rain, or when you go camping, inevitably all your stuff is going to get wet. These are the brand called Tony. That actually is Japanese. It's not Italian. The Italian one is spelled B-E-T-A. But these Tony pliers. This one here, let's check out the label. Not much there. A lot of stainless steel tools are made in India or Pakistan nowadays, or China. I wonder if that's the case with these. Not sure. Nice, deeply laser engraved, at least. I think that's laser. This is the model number, SCP-200N. A little bit of writing on there, SUS for stainless steel. I'm not quite sure what that stands for in Japanese, but I do know that it means stainless steel. Just a standard set of slip joint pliers, 8-inch length. Yeah, these are really quite lovely. However, in Canada, 1/3 of the year, 4 months sucks because of the mosquitoes. 2/3 of the year are better because it's below the freezing temperature of mosquitoes. These are going to be really cold in the hand. I gotta figure out some sort of a coating that I can put on these. Otherwise, that's going to be really uncomfortable. Anyway, these slip joint pliers are pretty cool. These are also Tony brand. Take a look at that label there. SRP 150, but a different sort of a package, kind of like a candy wrapper. I wonder if it comes from the same company. I don't think so. Immediately looking at these, this one's matte and this one is quite shiny in appearance. And take a look at that label. Tony SRP 150. Ooh, this one's actually made in Japan. This one will be great for camping, for pulling fish hooks and other odd jobs. Has some cutting blades there. Stainless steel. They're supposedly a Martensinic grade, which means that it's probably 420. Maybe it's 440 stainless steel. I'm not quite sure. I don't think I'd want to be using these for cutting any sort of ferrous material. I'm sure it's fine for copper and similar. I wonder how hard these are. I wonder how these have been hardened. These are supposedly able to cut some fairly thick wire. Here, let me grab a file. And just see if this file bites into that cutting surface whatsoever. No, that's hardened pretty well. The file's not touching it. Huh, that's nice to see. Even if these aren't made in Japan, the jaws seem to be hardened pretty well. Awesome. These ones here, nonetheless, stainless steel. If it is a 440 grade, it could be as tough as tool steel, but I don't know what these are. Huh. Yeah, into the car kit these will go. Let's see if there's anything else in this box. Ooh. Oh, Engineer brand. I'm going to have to set the camera up a little bit differently to show you what this is. This is something that I've been waiting for. This is a replacement blade for what is probably my oldest tool. I had this thing since I was an adolescent. I ain't kidding you. This thing, when I got it as a kid, it blew me away. It was so cool. This can make square holes in sheet metal nonetheless. Check out this little bit of scrap aluminum. It's almost a whole millimeter. It might be more than a millimeter thick. And with this nibbler, you stick it in like that, and you squeeze. And with a little bit of work, you can create square holes in any sort of shape that you want. I've been suffering, however, for years and years because the blade has a little bit of a chip in the tip, the most important part, and it's requiring a little bit extra heavy-duty force to get that to work proper. Anyways, let's take a look at what's inside this little kit. It has instructions. Yeah, don't need those. And here is the blade, as well as a little pin. A little pin for opening the tool up and being able to replace the blade. And that sure is wrapped in there tightly. Yeah, a little pin for punching out the roll pins here. I'm going to use this little press instead. And here is the new blade that I hope after all of these years is the same one. I'm pretty sure this tool's been in production for many, many, many decades. Well, let's try opening it up. Into the press. And, oh, not too difficult there. That's not too difficult whatsoever. That just comes out as a unit. Little spring there. And does that thing just pop out, or does it need to be pressed out? No, that just pops out easy. Out with the old, and with the new. That's curious. The old one has a thing on it for that spring to rest, and the new one doesn't have that thingamacdoodle on it. And the new one seems to have a little bit of a bevel here. I'm not quite sure what that's about. Otherwise, they look pretty identical. I'm just going to pause the camera for a second and see if I can yank that out, if that's loose or if that's actually built into the part of the metal part itself, and Maybe it should just be pulled out and stuck into there. Hold on a sec. Yeah, in this old version of the tool, the spring is directly impinging on that nubbin on the blade, and that's what gives the handle its spring return action. This new version, it instead uses a simpler spring mechanism that doesn't actually rest directly on the blade. I guess it makes it a little bit cheaper to manufacture. Huh. Oh well, I think I can cobble something together just by sticking a little piece of steel in there. I'll have to, sometime in the future, I'm going to have to whittle this down a little bit so I can fit into that hole. Back together, minus the spring action. Leave that for another day. Okay, let's perform an upgrade on this. Ooh, how's that? Okay, much improved. And now we can make these plier handles a little bit more cold weather friendly. Just slip on some heat shrink tubing here. There we go. Just get it over that edge. That'll do the trick. And shrinky. That looks good. Much more cold weather friendly. Anyways, thanks for watching this Japanese tool haul. And take care. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.